Singer Two-Face Idibia and Annie Macaulay. Some animals call him inconsiderate. Yes, every Nigerian knows the music legend and Annie's gist, but it can only take deep thinkers or people with similar or same experience to understand what's going on. Oh yes, there's trouble in paradise. Now hear me out. How did Two-Face and Annie get here? It all started with who is Two-Face. You all need to calm down and understand that these two were two different people from the beginning. There are lots of speculations flying around that Two-Face started grooming Annie at the age of 15. But Nigerians, whenever someone makes a statement or accusation, please critically think about it. If Annie was a teenager, she has parents. The parents allowed that? Now wait, this is very important. What was Two-Face thinking? Who was Two-Face? Two-Face has always been a traditional African man, battling the modern Western mentality in a relationship. But why? See, Two-Face was like the Wizkid Davido of his time. He was making a big success in his music career and was rising to fame, cutting across Africa and going international. But he had one problem. Back then in Nigeria in the 60s, 70s, 80s, Nigerian music pioneers were known to be polygamous, very polygamous. But with modern civilization and women empowerment in Africa, the society now naturally expects men to be monogamous. See, with the fame, Two-Face was in the eyes of Nigerians. They were expecting a lot from him. Unlike now that Davido and Wizkid asked baby mama with no extreme dramatic issues. It was not like that back then. You need to understand that every growing man, either an artist or not, will have a girlfriend. But imagine the said man dropping a global hit like African Queen. Yes, he has a girlfriend, Annie, but he wants to be traditional. As the fame was coming, the money was coming, his needs and wants was coming. See, you need to understand that a man can love a particular woman and still wants to explore. But what will you do when the society and women are fighting against polygamy? See, Two-Face started acting like the African man that he wanted to be. Annie was in her 20s when Two-Face started having kids with different baby mamas. During this time, the internet was just a thing. But what did Nigerians do? They tagged Two-Face as the father of many nations. This matter was so hot and controversial back then that even the stand-up comedians were using Two-Face matter to crack jokes and made fun of him back then on stages. Two-Face was suddenly receiving backlash just for being an African man. If he can't be polygamous, then he can have baby mamas. But no, the modern Nigerians don't want that. They don't like that. Especially when they know you are dating Annie. He already wiped her for you. Oh, Annie was with you when you started. Annie was the woman behind you. Annie was supportive. Annie was blah 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 blah. See, the backlash was so much that Two-Face's personal life started trending more than his music was. It was all on blogs, on newspapers. It was everywhere. And like I said, Two-Face was already so big in Nigeria that he had to succumb to Nigerian mamas. Because if now you be Two-Face, you know go on make your career just spoil over having kids with different baby mamas. Yes, you want to explore, you want to be an African man, but obviously the society is against you. Hear me out. This is where it started getting really interesting. See, Two-Face already had 4 kids with different women before Annie had her first. Annie was in her 20s. She was a full-blown adult, for God's sake. She could have left, but she chose to stay, and her family were aware. But come to think of it, if you were a woman that met a man that had a very big potential and you watched him grow, you watched him rise to stardom, you watched him become a multi-millionaire, you watched him trend globally, do you know the kind of attachment and obsession that you would have developed over time to this man? For years you were in a relationship with this man. Women like to nurture, women don't like competition. But surprisingly, the man you were in love with wants to be traditional, he wants to explore. Oh no! You start to gaslight him. The society helps you with that. Jackpot. Yes, now you have hope. You could have left, but you decided to stay only if you can stand out among the rest of the baby mamas. How can you stand out with marriage? Yes, that was a promise made to you by your estranged man facing public scrutiny. But you need to understand, Two-Face and Annie aside, whenever a young hustling man and a young supportive woman are thriving together, they overcame series of obstacles together and the man later makes it big. Don't forget, believing so much in a man and focusing all your energy on his success can be so mentally draining for a woman. Women naturally tend to lose themselves in this process. Did you watch Acrimony? Yeah, that popular movie. What about the alleged story of IVD and Bimbo? Allegedly, Bimbo set herself on fire over a man. Imagine the man you built everything with and his African nature wants to explore. Yes, he cheats and you are trying to protect your marriage from other women because you know your gender. Bro, I'm telling you, you can run mad, you can run crazy when you think about all this as a woman. That is why Nigerians are digging out the voice note of Annie, blasting Two-Face family 3 years ago. Do you understand the emotional torture and trauma? Do you understand the humiliation? Annie and Two-Face keeps granting interviews over their marriage. Have you ever seen Chioma come out to grant an interview? Most of you don't know the public actually controls the marriage of some of these celebrities. Yes, what do people think? What are they saying? Women supporting women my foot. Women hate women. Now, the point is, the person Two-Face loved and married. Because of all these experiences, she might have turned into a monster. Two-Face has grown. He might have stopped cheating or reduced cheating. The funny thing is, Two-Face always makes it known publicly that he will always like to explore. But that doesn't stop him from loving his wife. Baba just won't release and go back to his wife. But Nigerians will be like, you won't carry infection, go meet your wife. But I'm telling you, the woman nature, we want Two-Face to stop cheating permanently. Why? This woman has friends. This woman was listening to the public. The public will always want to blame your man for still cheating on you. Your friends will want to blame you for your man cheating on you. All this outside information will make you run mad. Because you will just wish it to yourself that, why can't this man just stop cheating? Why can't he just focus on one toto? Or no, women don't understand men's nature. And it's not our fault. You don't want us to be polygamous. We are monogamous, but we still want to explore. Especially when your man already made it known publicly. You choose to stay. Yes, you choose to stay. But now you already ran mad. Why staying? All this experience already made you run mad. So what do? You become eccentric and you start giving your man wahala at home. Men want peace and men crave peace in marriage. But now you've become toxic because you always think your man is cheating even if your man isn't. All these are going to cause constant fight and argument with your man. All these are going to cause big trust issues because that's your first instinct. Bimbo didn't just wake up and allegedly set herself on fire. If you have ever witnessed a woman's toxicity, you will understand. Men hardly come out to talk about women's toxicity because some people will say, oh, you are weak. What if a lot has been going on behind closed doors and Two-Face became tired? Then he wants to leave. They would have had series of issues that never made it to the internet. Allegedly, there was a time they said Two-Face moved out of the house for honey. They might have been having issues that might later lead to loss of life. But men think forward. What if Two-Face was seeing the future and Two-Face doesn't want a life to be lost? What if Two-Face understands and knows they are never meant to be and it was just out of pity that he married her? That is why you need to understand that sometimes you might actually also start your life with a woman that supports you and sacrifices for you fully. That doesn't mean she's meant to be your wife. But humans are naturally wired to want to compensate. Imagine a woman that was with you during your broke days, during your down days. We want to wife this woman. But what if you are not compatible? What if this woman already lost herself while trying to make your goal successful? So this is a case Nigerians need to think about deeply and stop throwing blames. You don't live with them in their home. You don't know what has been going on behind closed doors. Only people that understand toxicity can relate. Whose fault is it that Honey decided to remain in the marriage? All the red flags were obvious, but she still stayed. She was an adult. There are consequences for every action, and we accept the love we think we deserve. So these are the information I'm bringing to you as your favorite analyst. Think about them. Now let's talk about coded immune exchange. The WhatsApp number is showing on the screen. Your gift cards, USDT, BTC turning into Naira. Fast exchange, fast payment in Naira. So meet me in the DM. Let's trade. Make sure you click the follow button. Don't ever miss any episode of mine. Click the follow button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you guys later. Oh, and follow my backup page on my profile.